What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back, and from NBC New York, New Yorkers react to new subway cars with wider doors, all digital screens. The brand new trains are being rolled out first on the A line. So as people continue to flee the city, crime is still through the roof, garbage, the new rat czar, shoplifting, the list goes on. At least they have some brand new subway cars, which I guess is a step in the right direction, but I'm so jaded that I don't believe anybody is doing anything for the right reasons in the entire city, so it's probably just some sort of money grab, allegedly, and let's see what the New Yorkers have to say about the brand new trains.
Let's talk about your subway ride, because depending upon your line, it's going to look a little different, maybe a little nicer. Today, the MTA rolled out its new fleet of subway cars.
It's going to look a little bit nicer when you get pushed in front of it by a crazy person, huh?
First new cars in more than 5 years. News 4 was invited on board the first ride ever. And of course, who better to do that than Andrew Siff, who covers transit for us. He's in Inwood. Andrew.
Yes, David, for now, it is only on the A line. They're going to test things out for the but they're actually rolling.
There's a lot going on in the background, as you can hear. The sirens are never ending in New York because it's always something.
Brand new R211 trains started here in Inwood, bound for the Rockaways this afternoon, and there were some commuters along for the ride. The train rolled into the station just before 2 p.m.
3, 2, 1.
Then they sell.
And of course, they have to make a huge scene about it. They can't just say, okay, we bought some new train cars. They have to do a photo op and the giant scissors and the ribbon, which is all a waste of money. But I mean, what else do you expect from these political hacks, right? They have to get their photo ops in and pretend that they're doing something. And I guess they are doing something besides siphoning money.
Celebrated the inaugural ride. What do you think of the new cars?
It's lovely. Like, it's very modern. It's very open, and I like it.
This is a Kawasaki-built R211 train. The MTA purchased 535 of these cars, 20 of them open gangway, where you can walk between cars. A second batch on order 2 years away. The first order cost $3.2 billion.
Okay, so $3.2 billion. And look, they did need new cars, new subway. I mean, they need an entirely new city. They should float out into the Atlantic, like I always say, and just start from scratch. But it's a complete mess. You constantly hear about signal problems and then you get stuck in one of those tunnels. Or, of course, the ever-popular medical emergency, which I guess doesn't really have much to do with the cars themselves. But clearly something's headed in the right direction, maybe. But at $3.2 billion, meanwhile, they are, feeding illegal immigrants free food that they're throwing away. Eric Adams has hired a rat czar. He's fighting meat and dairy for whatever reason. And this is, I just don't believe that anybody actually did this for the benefit of actual New Yorkers. Maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm so out of touch that this is actually a good thing and it's all on the level. But right, we remember it wasn't that long ago we heard stories of the MTA employees collecting, not unemployment, but collecting overtime from their homes. So everybody in the entire place is completely corrupt. From the top to the bottom, inside out, they all are completely untrustworthy.
These new train cars enable us to run more service.
The MTA chairman says the first run from Inwood to the Rockaways travels more than 30 miles and connects dozens of neighborhoods.
It's a line that we have committed, we've prioritized for the new signals because we want to improve service on the A line.
And it's the MTA's lettered lines due for the upgrade. On the W, for example, you still see R46 trains, which date back to the 1970s.
It's definitely nostalgic.
Shout out the Q train. That's what the Q train used to look like.
But I always, of course, you think about the safety issue of it.
The MTA got rid of even older R32s in 2021. Those trains from the 1960s with the signature bright metal stripes. And 2 decades ago, the Redbirds from the 7 train went to sleep with the fishes as barrier reefs off the coast.
Is that environmentally sound? I guess so, right? A barrier reef, you just dump the subway car into the ocean? I don't know. I'm no expert. Doesn't seem like what you should do with it, but who knows?
But now the new era has begun. The crew at the controls liking the smooth ride, digital displays, and wider doors for faster boarding.
The 211 is a modern train because, we're in a modern era.
The conductor taking his first time calling the stops very seriously.
I really appreciate this opportunity to be the first conductor on the R211, and I'm going to rock it.
Yeah, he looks like he's from the Bronx.
but MTA officials vowing they won't face the unpleasant surprise of problems with these new trains, like they did when the R179s from a few years ago had malfunctioning doors.
And there you have it. There's always something, right? Because they get these weird union contracts, these gangsters that are setting things up, these Tony Soprano type people that refuse to pick up the trash. The list goes on. Nobody can be trusted. And that's the issue that they have on every single level, right? They're skimming off the top. They're money laundering. They're siphoning. You know, it all gets siphoned through these bureaucrat pockets. So naturally, they introduced new trains only a handful of years ago, and they immediately have problems. So it's only a matter of time. They cannot be trusted for the gajillionth time.
If there are teething pains, we'll be prepared to address them, but we don't expect so.
So he's setting it up to, we don't expect them, but, you know, we'll be prepared. Yeah, right. That means we know something's coming, and you guys are just going to have to deal with it.
In fact, transit officials say they had rigorously tested these R211s before putting them into passenger service.
They rigorously tested it. Did they? Okay. Is there something else that they should have rigorously tested before lying congressmen came up and said, oh, maybe we should give a grace period before we start forcing pharmaceuticals on people? But that, of course, is a different story, and I digress.
Now they're going to test them back and forth between Inwood and the Rockaways for the next 30 days. If all goes well, there'll be many more of them on the A line.
Okay, so it seems like a step in the right direction. Worse stories have come out of New York. In fact, they have been on a tear recently. A parking lot collapse. Somebody died, right? Because of those, you know, union contractors build these shoddy buildings, and they get, you know, decades old and nobody repairs them. But that, too, is a different story. So my point is, it seems like it's okay. It seems like a step in the right direction. $3.2 billion. I don't know where they got that from. I guess that's why they're not picking up the trash and why they're not able to pay the cops. So, yes, new subway car, good. We didn't really get too many reactions from New Yorkers. But is this on the level? And my New York expertise says absolutely not, and it's only a matter of time before something goes wrong. But hopefully, I'm incorrect about that. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.